Hola a todos y bienvenidos. Today we are diving headfirst into the world of las redes sociales. That's right, social media. We're going to explore what platforms people in Spain are using, why they're using them, and we'll even learn about a Spanish social network that, well, doesn't exist anymore. It's going to be a fascinating look at how we connect online. So let's get to it. First things first, to talk about social media, we've got to have the right words. So let's kick things off with a little warm-up to get our brains in gear. Okay. Here's your first task. On the left, we have 8 key Spanish words and phrases. On the right, we have their English meanings, but they're all mixed up. I want you to pause the video right here and try to match the Spanish word with its correct English definition. Go for it. All right, how did you do? Let's check the answers. Number 1, redes sociales, that's social networks. Un ordenador is a computer, and un portátil is a laptop. Un mensaje is a message. Then we have our verbs. Seguir is to follow, subir is to upload, and compartir means to share. And finally, una página is a page. Great job, everyone. Okay, time for a little desafío, a challenge. Here's a sentence in Spanish. I want you to pause again and see if you can translate this into English. Uso las redes sociales todos los días y me gustan mucho porque hablo con mis amigos. And the translation is, I use social media every day, and I like them a lot because I talk with my friends. I bet a lot of you feel the same way. It really gets to the heart of why we use these platforms, right? To connect. Fantastic work. Now that we've got the basic vocabulary down, let's look at some actual data. What are young people in Spain really using every day? Let's find out. So take a look at this bar chart. It shows the daily social media usage for young people in Spain. You'll see some familiar names here, like TikTok and Instagram, but the top dog might actually surprise you. First question for you. Looking at the graph, can you tell me, la red social más usada es? Which one is the most used social network? If you said WhatsApp, you are absolutely right. A massive 94%. So let's say it in Spanish. La red social más usada es WhatsApp, con un 94%. Wow, it's clearly more than just an app, it's an essential part of daily life. Okay, now for the opposite question. Look at the chart again. Which one is at the bottom of the list? La red social menos usada es? And the answer might be a bit of a shocker. It's Facebook, at only 32%. That's a pretty big deal, right? It really shows how things are changing and which platforms are resonating more with the younger generation. So we know what they're using, but now for the bigger question. Why? What are people actually doing on these apps? Let's listen in and find out. We're about to hear from a few different people. Your job is to listen to what they say and match them to one of the reasons on this list. Are they using social media for business? To watch videos? You tell me. Get ready to listen carefully. Okay, here's our first speaker. They say, Yo uso las redes sociales para ver videos de mis grupos y cantantes favoritos. Which reason on the list matches up with that? And let's try another one. This person says, Sigo a varios famosos para ver qué hacen y qué opiniones expresan. So they're following famous people. Which one is that? Let's check all the answers now. Speaker 1 was watching videos, so that's H. Speaker 2 was uploading photos, all the way down to Speaker 6, who was finding out about local events. As you can see, people use these platforms for all sorts of different things. All right, let's switch gears and do a little reading. We're going to take a closer look at what an online guide has to say about some of these big-name platforms. Here's the text. It talks about YouTube, WhatsApp, and Instagram. But you'll also see a name you might not recognize, 20. We'll get back to that one in a minute. Feel free to pause here if you want to read the whole thing carefully. Now for a comprehension question. The text says something really interesting about Instagram. It asks, who are the stars of an Instagram page? Is it A, my favorite artists, B, my followers, or C, my friends and me? Well, the text gives us a direct answer. It says, Esa persona joven y sus amigos son las estrellas de su página de Instagram. Which means the correct answer is C. That young person and their friends are the stars of their Instagram page. It's a really cool way of thinking about it, isn't it? The platform is all about making you and your life the main event. And speaking of 20, time for a quick checkpoint. Which of these sentences is correct? Number 1, 20 es muy popular en España. 2, 20 era muy popular en España. Or 3, 20 será muy popular en España. Remember, 20 isn't popular anymore, so we need the past tense. That makes number 2 the correct answer. 20 era muy popular. It was very popular. Of course, using social media isn't always perfect. There are good things and bad things. So let's look at how we can talk about the pros and the cons, lo bueno y lo malo. Here are some super useful phrases for giving your opinion. For the positives, you can say things like me gusta, I like, or la ventaja de, the advantage of. And for the negatives, you can use no me gusta, I don't like, or lo malo de, the bad thing about. These are great sentence starters. Now, let's use those phrases to talk about something really important, online safety. Here's a mind the gap activity. You need to fill in the blanks using one of the words from the word bank at the bottom. Go ahead and pause to figure it out. Before we check the answers, let's focus on one word in particular, el acoso. This is a really important one to know. It means bullying or harassment, which is a huge part of the conversation about the negative side of social media. Okay, let's see the answers. The first one is, lo malo es que hay mucho acoso en línea. The bad thing is there is a lot of online bullying. The second, alguien te puede robar tu información personal. Someone can steal your personal information. And the third, los comentarios crueles pueden destruir tu confianza en ti mismo. Cruel comments can destroy your confidence in yourself. These are some really serious issues. Wow, you have all worked so hard. We've covered vocabulary, statistics, reading, and some really important issues. Now it's time to put it all together for your final challenge. I want you to build your own sentence in Spanish. It's easy. Just follow these 3 steps. Step 1, pick a verb, like uso, I use. Step 2, pick a social network. And step 3, add a reason why, like para hablar con amigos. So here is the big question. ¿Qué red social prefieres y por qué? Which social network do you prefer and why? Pause the video one last time and try to say your answer out loud. Use the structure from the last slide to help you. Go on, give it a try. And that brings us to the end. It's time for you to complete your checkout task independently. You've done an absolutely fantastic job today, thinking and speaking in Spanish about a topic you know so well. Buen trabajo y hasta la próxima.